actually got hacked, that's a P1.
The first thing I always do when I wake up is check my Discord.
That's priority number 1.
I mean, it's my main way of keeping in touch with people.
Your voice has been disconnected because you connected at another location. What? Hold on a sec.
I usually have around 5 to 10 notifications waiting for me, but nothing could have prepared me for what I saw that morning. So, what actually happened? I was helping the streamer that goes by BTMC organize his Jobathon, a 24/7 live stream where he treated streaming like a regular 9-to-5 job. During this stream, he got a message from someone called Wix, a friend of his.
Howdy, do you play Minecraft?
Just speedrunning occasionally.
So one of my friends who's a Minecraft builder has been designing a city for the past few months, and her birthday is coming up soon. We wanted to surprise her with a video in the city featuring a bunch of people. So I was wondering if you'd like to join the server we're hosting it on and be a part of the video. It'll only take about 5 to 10 minutes, and it would make her really happy. Also, how it's going?
It's going to be tough for the next 2 or 3 weeks since I'm still doing my subathon, and immediately afterwards, I'll be away in San Francisco. But let me know the details and I'll see if I can make it.
Are you busy now?
Kinda. I was about to sleep.
Can we do it now for 3 to 5 minutes, please?
Is the server up right now? I'll see if I have Minecraft installed.
Yeah.
What version? I still have Prism Launcher installed.
Do you have Prism? Because we need specific mod packs for joining the server.
If you don't have Prism, just Google and install it, please. LOL.
Oh, nice.
Here's the mod pack.
Installing right now. If I get hacked from this, it's Jover for you.
I'll hack you.
The file BTMC just downloaded is called .luckcrafts.mrpack. To the simple eye, it looks like a completely harmless Minecraft mod pack, but under the hood, the attackers had already planted the bomb. The moment BTMC booted up the game with that mod pack loaded, it had already sent over all of his data, and he had no idea any of this was happening. Hidden inside this mod pack, a single Java file, smp-1.0.0.jar. When we reverse engineer this file, we can see the entire mod more clearly. Inside the fabric.mod.json file, there's a single line that tells us everything. It reads environment client. That single line means that this mod initializes, starts running, the moment Minecraft boots up. No extra steps, no prompts, nothing. The mod points to its entry point, a mod called Echo Voice Beta, located at me/SEO/Echo Voice Beta/client/Echo Voice Beta client. When we actually go to this file, we can see that it has the .class extension. This is how Java packages executable code. If you try to open it without the right tools, you will see nothing but binary data. Only when we use dedicated decompilation software that reconstructs the original code from that binary, can we actually read what is happening inside. Inside the code, we find a string with the name download_URL, a Dropbox link including a token to access a specific file. The code uses that link to download a file called modpack15.exe. The Java code then immediately runs that downloaded.exe using a command prompt window started with the /c property. This property makes the command prompt window completely hidden. Everything is happening under the hood. The Minecraft server? Just bait. It was only there to make sure BTMC actually booted up the game so the mod would run. What really happened here is what we call a Trojan, malware disguised as legitimate software. A Minecraft mod has no walls around it, unlike something like a browser plugin that is sandboxed, kept away from the rest of your system. A Minecraft mod can run code freely on your actual machine. It can create files, send data over the internet, launch other programs, whatever it wants. This makes it the perfect delivery mechanism for a Trojan, since nobody would suspect a thing. This is different from something like arbitrary code execution or ACE. With ACE, we exploit an oversight in the existing code, like this example in Ocarina of Time, to make the game run code that was not intended by the original developer. With Ace, we can inject code into the game to run something like Breath of the Wild on the same cartridge. Thanks to the testbot community, I found out that mods are not oversights, they are an intended feature. But because they run with no restriction on your machine, that makes them the perfect hiding spot for something malicious. From the metadata of the downloaded exe file, we can easily trace back how it was made. It was built using Node.js, a JavaScript runtime that is commonly used to build small apps, servers and tools. Originally, there is no source code to look at directly, because the code has been packaged into a single executable. Since we know it was built with Node.js, we can identify a few common ways that could have been used to package it. PKG, SEA, or Electron. Each of these is a different way to bundle a Node.js project into a standalone .exe file that someone can run without needing to install anything else. Electron is used to build apps with a visual interface. Things like Discord itself are built with Electron. Since this malware shows no interface at all, we can rule it out immediately. That leaves PKG and SEA, where PKG is by far the most commonly used of the two, and after running the exe through a reversal tool, the structure we get confirms it, PKG. Reversing the executable gives us three things: node modules, package.json, and main.js. The main.js file is where the actual code lives, but we still cannot read it yet because it has been put through a tool called JS Confuser. JS Confuser is an obfuscation tool. Obfuscation means deliberately scrambling code so it can still run correctly, but it becomes very difficult for a human to read or understand. It is a common technique used by malware authors to slow down anyone trying to analyze their code. This is where Nullable Void comes in. They had already written a deobfuscator specifically for JS Confuser, a tool that reverses the scrambling and gives us back readable code. And finally, we can see what this malware actually does. Together with a small team consisting of Void, Yui, René and myself, we went through everything that there is to learn about what this piece of malware actually does. First, browsers. The code contains a hard-coded list of browsers, meaning that the list is written directly into the malware itself. It tries to steal data from each one it finds installed on the victim's PC. So BTMC actually got lucky here, because his main browser is Zen, which is not on that list and is completely unaffected. So how were the attackers still able to take over his Twitch account during the stream? Yeah, that's unlucky. From every affected browser, the malware dumps the following: login data, network cookies, web data, and local state. In plain terms, saved passwords, active login sessions, saved payment information, and other filth strings like your name and address. For Firefox specifically, it goes after the logins.json file, which is where Firefox stores all its credentials. For Chrome, Edge, Brave, Vivaldi, Opera, and Chromium, the malware goes even further. It also searches through the local extension settings folder in each browser's user data, looking for the data from specific crypto wallet extensions. This means that the attackers are not just stealing login credentials, they are stealing actual money directly from victims. So next up, Discord. The malware targets Discord in all its forms, just regular Discord, Discord Canary, Discord PTB, and Discord Development. It also targets any application folder ending in the word cord, which means that custom Discord clients like Vancord and Better Discord are called in the net as well. What it collects? A session token, billing information, email address, phone number, IP address, and basic profile data, username, Discord ID, profile picture, badges, and whether or not the account has Nitro. The most critical thing on that list is the session token. When you log into Discord, the app receives a unique string of characters called a session token. This token acts as a continuous proof of identity, instead of asking for your password every time you open Discord. If someone else gets hold of your token, they can use it to access your account directly, skipping the login screen entirely. And because the token is being used from your own IP address, Discord does not flag it as suspicious at all. This means that even if you have two-factor authentication set up, it does not help here. It is worth noting that Discord still requires 2FA for specific high-risk actions. accessing payment information, deleting a server you own, or changing your password. So if you do not have it set up yet, please do. It takes less than 5 minutes and does provide some protection. At the bottom of the code, there's a large block of text that looks like complete gibberish. This is base64. Base64 is an encoding method, a way of converting data into a string of letters and numbers. It is not encryption, it does not make anything truly secure, but it does a few useful things for the attacker. It slows down reverse engineering, it hides obvious strings that security tools might recognize, and it can bypass static detection, scanners that are just looking for known bad strings in a file without actually running it. Once decoded, the base64 block reveals another layer of the attack, an ASAR injection. ASAR stands for Atom Shell Archive Format. Discord and many other desktop apps are built using a framework called Electron. Discord is essentially a website running inside a custom browser window, and Electron stores all of the application's code inside a single .asar file. An ASAR injection means that the malware unpacks that ASAR file, inserts its own malicious code into it, and then repacks it. Discord then launches that infected version completely unaware that anything has changed. The injected code is dormant until you interact with Discord in specific ways, opening your payment tab, going to your devices tab, switching accounts, and so on. Every time you trigger one of those actions, it sends the data all over again. The most important thing to understand about the ASAR injection is what it means for recovery. Even if you get your account back and change your password, the Discord client installed on your machine is still infected. If you keep using it, the attacker gets right back in. A few more things the malware does are worth covering. 1. If Exodus wallet is installed, another cryptocurrency wallet, the malware dumps all data it can find from it. Another attempt to pull money from as many sources as possible. 2. Browsers normally encrypt cookies, so even if a stolen file lands in the wrong hands, it is useless. But this malware uses an advanced Windows technique. It interacts directly with trusted Windows login and security components to recover the decryption keys. This means the stolen cookies became fully usable, and the attacker can use them to take over active login sessions without ever needing the victim's password. 3. If the malware does not have administrator permissions when it first runs, there's another base64 script hidden in the code that handles this. It quietly relaunches the malware with requests for elevated privileges. It then hides the command prompt window so the victim never sees anything happen. 4. Browser session data and Discord session token are not saved to disk while the apps are actively running. So the malware runs the command task kill on every affected browser and Discord client before it starts collecting the data, forcing them to close and flush their data to disk, where it can be grabbed. And finally, all of the collected data from browsers, Discord, wallets, and everything else gets bundled into a single zip file. A portion of that data is then formatted into a neat Discord embed and sent to the attackers through a webhook in their private server. Now, here is something that changes the tone a bit, because despite everything this malware does, the code itself is not exactly professional. It is safe to say that a great part of it was vibe-coded. Here, they misspelled chromium, unless Chromium is a browser I've never heard of. Here, they applied very generous support for both Linux and Mac, though every single file path and command in the code is hard-coded to run on Windows. And the whole application is an exe file, which Linux and Mac cannot even run without dedicated compatibility tools. They also left some comments throughout the code. Some of these things say very interesting things. And here they wrote a helper function that wraps path.join, a built-in tool for constructing file paths. And then they called path.join directly in the very next line, making their own helper function completely pointless. It is extremely clear that a significant portion of this code was copied over from existing malware, and the rest was generated with AI assistance and pasted together without much understanding of what any of it actually does. So with all of that, why go through this trouble? money, obviously. We've already covered the crypto wallet theft, but there are two other ways they make money from this operation. First, extortion. The moment the attackers realize a victim fell for it, they shift tone completely. They contact the victim and demand payment, for the promise of not selling their stolen data and to return access to their accounts. In Wix's case, $350 to keep her data from being sold, and another $350 to get her accounts back. For BTMC, $5k for his data, another $5k for his accounts. They even offered bundle deals, actual discounted packages, for extortion. But why is there such a gap in price? Why is BTMC's information worth so much more? And that's where the last piece of data the malware collects comes from, the one I have not mentioned yet. The malware sends the attacker a full list of every Discord friend on the victim's account, filtered specifically for accounts that have rare or high-value profile badges. Discord has a badge system, small icons on profiles that mark things like server partnerships, being an early supporter, being a verified developer, and so on. Some of these are extremely difficult or flat out impossible to obtain anymore. Accounts with these badges are valuable to collectors and resellers. There's an active black market for rare Discord profiles. That is what these groups are actually running. If the victim has more than 50 friends with high-value accounts, the system does not even bother listing them individually. It just outputs the number and message, "too many high-quality friends." This entire operation is highly manual and extremely targeted. They used Wix, whose own account was not especially valuable, as a stepping stone to reach BTMC. And BTMC's network of followers, collaborators and high-profile friends in the gaming and streaming space, that's where they struck gold. Now, while going through the code, we found a few things the attackers left behind. At the bottom of the embed code, the part that steals the stolen data and sends it over to their Discord server, they left the following line. Roughly translated, it goes something like BMW Industry Bill Payer, probably an inside joke. The two handles, Curtis Myth and Myth Private, are Telegram usernames, left in the code as a credit or signature. Void has already been busy for a while with this entire operation, together with earlier versions of the same malware that Void already reverse engineered. A trail of public groups was found. In these groups, we found exactly what happens to accounts after they are stolen. Accounts being listed for sale, screenshots of crypto wallet balances being shared around, evidence of an operation that has been running for a while and has a lot of victims. We reported all the groups to Telegram and submitted the Discord server ID, found through the webhook embedded in the malware, for Discord to review. But before Discord could actually take action, these attackers left their webhook in the code. A webhook only sends data, it does not let the other side respond. So we can just take that webhook and send whatever we want. So BTMC and Wix were not the only ones affected. There are a lot of accounts in those Telegram channels, and many of them are actively being sold right now. So if this happened to you or something like it, here's what you should do. Wipe your PC fully. Even though the main malware focuses its injection on Discord, it's possible we miss things. A clean reinstall of your operating system is the only way to be certain. Secondly, just enable two-factor authentication on every account you care about. Email, social media, gaming platforms, everything. It will not stop a token grab, but it does protect you against a lot of other attacks and limits what an attacker can do even if they do get in. And finally, if a friend or someone claiming to be a friend sends you a file or link, especially with urgency, do not download it or click it until you have verified it through a different channel. Send them a voice message, call them, reach out on a different platform, make sure it is actually them before you do anything. With that being said, thank you so much for watching through to the end. It means a lot. Thank you to everyone that helped me create this video. Everyone that contributed is on screen right now and can also be found in the description. Since I don't make any money with this video, please consider buying me a coffee with the first link in the description. Stay safe, bye bye, and take care.